Hey girl, hey, it's your girl Jay, and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thanks so much for sliding through, and if you're returning, welcome back, girl. So as you can see, we are back with another goodie. It's the fall season, and I've been dropping all of the tutorials for like the most trending styles and things like that, and today is no different. We added a little spin on the traditional stitch braids, so if you want to see how I achieve today's style, make sure that you do stay tuned. So I worked with the company WowAfrican today, and I've worked with them before. I just love their hair so much because it feels so soft and luxurious. Like, I just love it so much. If you even look at their page, like their page just gives you more of like an elevated look. Like everything is just like elevated, whether it's their like wigs, whether it's bundles, and now bow hair. Like, I just love, you know, their brand and everything that they represent. So yes, thanks to WowAfrican for sending us over some hair today. They sent me over 2 bundles of their loose deep wave hair in the inch 20 inches. Now of that, I did use a full 1 bundle to achieve today's style. Now again, I'm only 5'3", so if you want the hair to be longer or anything like that, then you maybe use more, but for today's style I only ended up having to use 1. But yes, they specialize in so many different things, so make sure that you do check out their website for all of your hair go-tos. So like I was saying, it's the fall season, and I've really been wanting to switch it up versus just doing the traditional boho braids and things like that. So just take a look at this. So we have 12 stitch braids in the top, and then we did do a full 2 rows of the boho knotless in the bottom, and that's how we achieved today's look. And when I tell you, the compliments have literally run rampant. Like everywhere I go, everyone's, I love your hair, I love your hair, I love your hair. I love my hair too, and it's not tight, it's not heavy, it's just the perfect like style for the season. And as you see, I have on this cute little flowy 2-piece set or whatever, and I just feel like I just feel so luxurious with it on the side, just long and luscious and beautiful. But yes, you guys know I can go on and on and on, so let's go ahead and get into some things that you're gonna need for today's style. First things first, like I said, I did use a full bundle of the loose deep wave hair in the inch 20 inches. If you're taller or you want it longer, then I would go for another bundle. So I did use that. I used a full pack of the braiding hair in the inches 42 inches. If you're taller, they have a 52 inch as well. For my braiding gel, I did use the red one. It'll be down in the description. I needed a 3-way mirror, okay? And my braiding rack, and then a rat tail comb, and that's pretty much all you're gonna need for today's style. Let me stop yapping. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. We're gonna start off with parting, I believe. So I'm all done prepping the rack and all that stuff like that. You guys know I use a braiding rack. I have about 1.5 bundles of hair on here. The bundles that I get from WowAfrican are always super full. Like, I never really have to use more than 2 bundles of hair. And all of these styles that I've done with them, I've never used more than 2 bundles of hair. It's always super soft, super nice, luxurious. Like, it has such a luxurious feel to it. And so now that I've done that, I'm gonna go ahead and go through and part my hair. I kind of already have an idea of how many braids I'm gonna have. I want these braids to be boneless, okay? Boneless. I want no weight, okay? I want all the weight to come from the boho hair and not the hair of the braiding hair. And that is how you're going to maintain your edges, girl, okay? Free yourself from the tension of them thick braids. I went ahead and parted the bottom section. I was going to do 3 rows below the ear, but I decided, like, I do want this to be super boneless. I don't want small braids whatsoever. So I went with 2 rows, so it's probably gonna be 9 braids in total. So 4 in the first row and then 5 on the second row, and then I'm gonna get to the top. I haven't quite decided on my pattern yet. I'm still trying to narrow it down, so by the time I finish this, I should definitely know what I want on the top.
So I always mention that I like my braids to be more on the boneless side, which just means that I like the hair to match, like my braid to match the true density of like my natural hair. If not the true density, just a little bit thicker. So the pieces that I'm going to be feeding in are not super big. They're not the same size as this square, if you will. And so I'm going to feed in 3 pieces just to keep the braid nice and cohesive. This is only 42-inch hair, so when I get to like the midpoint, I'm going to add in 3 more pieces of hair, more than likely. But for now, we're just going to add in the 3, and then I like to just start the braid off this way. And then after I get those pieces nice and secured, I always switch to like a more comfortable position. If you're uncomfortable while you're braiding, the braid is going to come out lumpy because you're going to get tired, you're going to get burnt out. And it's just better if you just switch it to like a more comfortable position. And so it's in that same pattern, same everything, It's just from a different point of view, basically. I'm going to braid down a little bit, and then I'm going to begin adding in my boho pieces. Instead of flipping it up, I'm going to braid down one full braid motion, and then once it comes back to my thumb, I'm going to flip it up. Repeat those steps for all of these braids. I should have about 5 to 6 pieces per braid fed in when it's all said and done for the braids on the bottom rows.
So the back is complete. And I did make it like a little long because I know that I've been going short lately. No, we're bringing all of the long luxuriousness and all that. So I've decided on a style. I had 2 that I was trying to choose from, but I did decide on a style. I'm gonna go all straight back. I'm gonna go ahead and take out my baby hair, go ahead and pre-part all of these sections. So that way all I have to do is just braid. I don't have to part or anything. Take out all of the guessing work. So the rough draft braids are done. One side of my head is bigger than the other, but so we have 12 braids all the way across the top, and they're gonna be super stitchy. I haven't decided if I want to leave like pieces in the front or not. I'm thinking I don't. I think I just want to have them all going back. Even while I was parting, I was kind of like trying to decide, is this really what I want to do? But no, it's totally fine. And so I'm about to go ahead and get started now. The hair gel that I'm going to be using, the red one, this is my favorite one when it comes to like doing stitches, and it washes out good too, and I feel like it doesn't really clog my pores, if you will. So yeah, I really like this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started, and then on each braid I'm gonna be like really adding a lot of the boho hair because I want it to be like a pony.
So I didn't really want to make this a stitch braid tutorial because we would be here all day. As you see so far, it's coming out so freaking cute. I think the boho pieces are like the perfect added touch to elevate this look. As you see, I've added quite a few pieces. It's gonna get thicker as we go along, but let me just show you in case you didn't know how to stitch on yourself, and what way that I do use to do it. I don't use any extra tools or anything. My nails are almond shaped, so it makes it a little bit easier to stitch. I just use my pinky, and then I do one full braid motion afterwards. The gel is going to be the most like biggest part in doing the stitch braids because you don't want that hair to move. I kind of just mold it down with the gel. If you want to see like a separate tutorial on how to stitch, I don't mind doing one, but again, I don't want to be here all day trying to show how to do that. So this is the basics of how I stitch on myself. I just try to keep it nice and uniform, and yes, my arms do get tired. So naturally, I want to show how I'm adding the boho pieces in at the end. If you've seen one of my tutorials, then you know I do this a number of different ways. So since this hair is a loose wave and not super curly, I'm going to braid the hair in and then clip it up and out of the way, as opposed to when I do like super curly hair, I just feed it in and keep it flipped up, and then I add like a lot of pieces that way. You are going to have some fraying just because the blunt end will stick out, but you can just clip that at the end when you finish all the braids if you care. If not, it's not noticeable enough to really like do too much to it. I just love how this hair just, you know, it's no shedding or anything like that. It's super easy to feed in. I have definitely used hair that had a lot of shedding. It comes from when companies you know, they're not making sure like the hair is evenly like cut basically, and so you have some shorter pieces, you got some longer pieces. This hair is all like the same length, so it's like perfect for feeding in. I put in about 5 to 6 pieces on each braid. Again, I'm not super tall, so I didn't have to add in too much to get the length that I wanted, but I added in the hair about 2 inches apart each time, and that's how you can keep it looking nice and uniform. And I didn't want to leave you hanging on the ends, so for the ends I just fed in 1 piece of hair at the end part, and I braided down about 1 inch or 1.5 inches. And then you're gonna see I'm gonna use what's left of the braiding hair. You see it's like getting super thin. I'm gonna use what's left of the braiding hair to kind of like tie it off. I just take like a small piece, and I like to double knot my hair and then slide it down, and it's nice and secure. After that, once you finish all of the braids. You can dip it and trim it, or you can just trim it. I think I'm going to dip it.
So for the ends, I am going to dip them. I did end up using a full bundle, and then like I'll say a bundle in like a 1/10 of the second bundle to do this. It's very long, so it's not wide this way, it's like long in full, and I'll show you guys that in a second. I'll have to lower the camera, but I'm gonna go ahead and dip this. This hair is so soft and luxurious. I tell people all the time, loose deep wave is my favorite texture. Now depending upon what company you order from, it's gonna look different. Each company has their own version of loose deep wave and other textures. I love this. Like, this is like so perfect. As you see, it's like a spiral. I just love it so much. It's not wavy, it's like a spiral. I just love that. So I'm gonna do some trimming, dip the ends, and then we gotta do these baby hairs, and then we'll be back with the final look. And just like that, we have our final look, girl. I feel like it looks so good. I've definitely outdone myself today. Just look at these stitches. You cannot tell me these don't look clean. They look so freaking good. Like I said, make sure that you do check out WowAfrican for all of your hair go-tos. I'm gonna have their Instagram and information in the description, as well as here on the screen. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching, girl, and I will see you in the next video.